Only the strongest survive in the heart of the frozen wild, where every moment is a battle. Snow leopards strike from cliffs. Where a single misstep means death. On the tundra, the wolf holds its ground against giants. Its fury is unstoppable. The lynx waits in silence, kills swiftly and finally in this unforgiving land. Every predator is armed. Every hunt is a battle. Only the most resilient endure. Welcome to the kingdom of the most elusive hunters. The untamed rulers of the frozen wilderness. Among the icy peaks of Central and South Asia, the mountain's ghost, snow leopard, reigns as a master of stealth. Designed by evolution to survive at brutal altitudes, its thick spotted fur provides both insulation and camouflage on snow-covered terrain. Unlike other big cats, it cannot roar, instead relying on silent precision. With powerful limbs and oversized feet that act like natural snowshoes, it moves effortlessly through treacherous landscapes, leaping distances of up to 50 feet in a single bound. It is nearly as long as its body, serving as a counterbalance on cliffs and a warm wrap on freezing nights. But even with these advantages, mountain life is an endless struggle. Snow leopards prey on mountain goats and wild sheep, which navigate sheer cliffs with ease, forcing it to rely on patience, ambush, and split-second timing. With explosive speed, the snow leopard propels itself down steep, rocky slopes, its powerful limbs and long tail ensuring balance as it moves with deadly precision in a heart-stopping chase. A single misstep on an icy ridge could mean a fatal fall for both predator and prey. A failed hunt could mean days without food, making every chase a battle against starvation. Unlike lions or tigers, the snow leopard is a solitary hunter, avoiding confrontations with wolves and bears that share its harsh domain. When forced to compete, it often vanishes like an unseen silent shadow, undefeated by the cold that forever rules the peaks. While many creatures choose to hide, avoiding danger at all costs, the wolf steps forward, ready to face any challenge. Despite its relatively small size, this fierce predator possesses incredible strength, often overpowering much larger rivals, including wolves and even bears. Nicknamed the gladiator of the frozen north, the wolverine is renowned for its fearlessness and ability to steal kills from larger predators like lynxes and wolves. The wolverine's hunting style is not just about brute strength. It is a relentless display of aggression, unpredictability, and sheer will. It refuses to back down even when facing larger, stronger rivals. Armed with incredible resilience and fierce determination, the wolverine thrives in battles others would avoid. Though it rarely seeks direct confrontation, when threatened, the wolverine becomes an untamed force, unyielding and unwilling to surrender. This unmatched resilience cements the wolverine as one of the wild's most formidable survivors in a world where every hunt is a test of endurance, and the wolverine's dominance is not just survival, it is triumph. The grey wolf, a supreme predator of the northern wilderness, is built for endurance and strategy. Weighing up to 120 pounds and standing 3 feet tall, these powerful canines dominate tundra forests and frozen plains. Unlike solitary hunters, wolves thrive in structured packs, relying on teamwork over brute force. They communicate through howls, body language, and scent marking, strengthening their social bonds and ensuring survival. Enduring the frozen north is no easy feat, but wolves are built for the challenge. Their thick, double-layered fur insulates against biting cold, while their large paws act as natural snowshoes, allowing them to move effortlessly across deep snow. Even in the harshest winters, they endure, navigating ice and snow on a relentless mission for survival. But it is in the hunt where their mastery truly shines. Unlike ambush predators, wolves are endurance hunters, bringing down prey through relentless pursuit. When a pack locks onto a target, a moose, caribou, or bison, they work with precision. Flankers drive the prey into treacherous terrain. Scouts block escape routes, and the strongest members deliver the final warning. The chase can stretch for miles across the frozen expanse, the desperate prey struggling to outrun its relentless pursuers. But survival in the frozen wilderness demands more than the hunt. Wolves must also defend their kills from scavengers, outmaneuver rival predators, and even battle their own kind. In the harshest winters, when food is scarce, brutal clashes erupt between packs. Each fighting to defend its territory and protect the last remaining prey. Amid endless white shadows, wolves move, carving their path through a land where existence is war and only the strongest endure. The lynx, a solitary predator with sharp ears and piercing eyes, is a master of stealth and ambush. With large, fur-covered feet, it glides effortlessly over deep snow, leaving almost no trace. Across the globe, 4 distinct species of this elusive hunter roam the wild. The Eurasian lynx, largest and most powerful, stalks the forests of Europe and Asia. The Canada lynx, a snow-covered phantom, is built for North America's icy terrain. The Iberian lynx, rarest of them all, clings to survival in Spain's woodlands. And the smaller, yet fiercely adaptable bobcat thrives in diverse habitats. Across North America. Despite their differences, all lynxes share deadly precision. They watch from a distance, identifying a target's weakness before launching a sudden, lethal strike. Whether hunting rabbits, small deer, or other mammals, their patience and calculated strategy make them among nature's most elusive and efficient predators. These wild cats are fiercely independent, rarely engaging in territorial battles unless necessary. Yet when confrontation occurs, they can be ferocious, both animals using razor-sharp claws to defend their domain. This territorial instinct ensures their survival in a world where competition for food and shelter is constant. The great horned owl rises to power as darkness falls, a silent predator built for precision. With a wingspan up to 5 feet and talons that deliver 500 pounds of pressure per square inch, it can overpower prey much larger than itself, from rodents and hares to skunks and even other birds of prey. What makes this nocturnal hunter truly deadly is its nearly silent flight. Specialized feathers muffle sound, allowing it to strike undetected. Combined with exceptional night vision and acute hearing, it can pinpoint movement in complete darkness, making escape nearly impossible. A master of camouflage and patience. Its mottled brown and grey feathers blend seamlessly with tree bark, allowing it to perch unseen for hours. Instead of building its own nest, it takes over abandoned ones, adapting easily to its environment. In the frozen wilderness, where nature is both formidable foe and ultimate test, these predators embody the essence of survival. They fight not only rival hunters, but the environment that threatens their existence. They thrive through extraordinary adaptability and relentless resilience, proving that only the strongest and most cunning will survive in the wild. Thank you for joining us in exploring the frozen wilderness. May the fierce beauty of nature continue to inspire you. Which predator impressed you the most? Share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like if you enjoyed this video, share to spread the excitement, and subscribe with notifications to stay updated on our next adventures. Thank you, and see you next time.
The land forgotten by time. The cold threatens to extinguish all forms of life in an open space and the eyes. A struggle for survival, the fiercest on the planet. Gray wolves howl under the icy sky, reindeer flee in desperation. And then the tiger appears like a living nightmare. A wager between life and death. Welcome to BA, the refuge of the fiercest predators. The most ruthless, ruling one of the harshest lands on Earth. The gray wolf, the undisputed leader in the struggle for survival, alpha with his intelligence and courage guiding the herd through the relentless winter, dangerous and challenging hunts, the constant of nature. Two destined enemies trapped in deadly graves. The relationship between predator and prey, delicate like a thread but unbreakable. The fall of one species marks the rise of another. However, before facing the fiercest battles against their eternal rivals, these extraordinary creatures must endure the relentless baptism of Moses. More than 9 months of unforgiving cold each year. It is time to hunt in the deep darkness where all creatures flee from the insatiable hunger of predators, and bears protect their young as they seek refuge amid the snowstorms. The only choice adapt, the ultimate test of nature. Only the most resilient can survive. With an area expanding over 13.1 million square kilometers, covering 77% of Russian territory and representing 10% of the planet's land surface. Here converge icy paradises, endless taiga, frozen tundra, and rivers trapped in ice. And winter temperatures can drop to 63 degrees Celsius. While summer scorch exceeds 38. Azerbaijan is a land of extremes, harsh but full of life. God in His infinite creation placed here more than 60 species of mammals, 300 species of birds, and countless plants. From the larger tigers of the planet to small yet extraordinary creatures, each species carries its own story of strength and survival. Frozen forests, ozone layers completely covering the ground. The unforgiving winter begins, testing all creatures from November to April. Days last only a few hours, while the rest is dominated by freezing snow covering everything. Life and death intertwine, ending on Earth with indelible traces of its hardness and resilience. Imposing animals like moose and musk oxen face not only extreme cold but also food shortages and physical exhaustion. The moose is the largest herbivore in these lands, struggling every day against the deep sorrow that engulfs him, struggling to survive. Endless snowstorms make finding food practically impossible. Weakened by hunger, the unforgiving winter has become a nightmare for the great mammals. The musk ox defies appearances by tilting its head, by throwing it into the air to explore the snow bundles buried beneath the ice. Even these powerful giants cannot entirely erase the cruelty of nature. In years of heavy snowfall known as the South, musk ox mortality rates can reach 25–30% in some groups. The winter of 1984–985 was a nightmare for the musk oxen in Taimyr. This event brought them close to the brink of extinction. Under such harsh conditions, the gray wolf asserts his position as a master hunter and leader in pack organization. On the brink of starvation, the gray wolf leads his pack silently as they patrol their frozen territory. His steps are more than ever. 3 days have passed since their last meal, surviving only thanks to accumulated fat reserves. Hunger begins to haunt the pack, however the eyes of the alpha shine in the dark, continuing to search for any sign of life in this vast desert. White. Its territory extends from the taiga forest to the south to the tundra near the Lynx River, covering more than 1.500 square kilometers, equivalent to twice the area of 2 cities like New York. City including a vast region, but winter makes everything a challenge. Reindeer, the main food source for wolves, have migrated south searching for less likely areas where they can feed, forcing the pack to venture further beyond the boundaries of its known territory. The cold of winter is unmatched anywhere else on the planet when the sun appears only a few hours a day and temperatures drop extremely. Snow more than 1 m thick is a challenge for both dams and predators like the gray wolf, with a double coat acting as an insulating layer. Your body blends perfectly with the environment. Weighing 60 kilograms, standing nearly 90 centimeters tall and over 1.5 m long, the gray wolf is designed to cope with extreme cold. On this patrol, the pack has traveled nearly 50 millimeters, twice the usual, consuming a large amount of energy without guaranteeing success. An adult wolf needs to consume between 3 and 5 kilograms of meat daily to maintain its energy. But the cold is not its only enemy. Hunger also affects all pack members. At the end of training, a young wolf struggles to keep up. It is his first winter, a constant reminder that not all wolves manage to overcome. The mortality rate of young wolves in their first winter reaches 50%. Strengthening the alpha's determination, the snow wolves are entering the most dangerous stage of winter. With scarce food and limited strength, each prey represents a risk between life and death. Their legs advance steadily on the snow, supported by broad fur-covered pads, exceeding their weight and reducing the risk of sinking. Snow falls beneath him, reminding him that time is not on his side. Following the alpha, it is the beta, always ready to support and coordinate other members. The alpha stops on a snow mound. His sense of smell has detected something. Traces of a group of reindeer lingering in the air, a faint but promising signal. Turning toward the pack, he transmits a silent message. A strategy begins to form. The pack advances toward an area near the Stanaway Mountains. Reindeer tracks appear faint on the snow the group has just passed by. Immediately, the wolves change position, advancing cautiously and hiding in the shadows. The scent of reindeer grows stronger, awakening the pack's instincts. His eyes shine like small flames in the dark. The brutality of Chavez does not allow for hasty movement. Every hunt requires strategy more than strength, needing unity and coordination. A wolf pack succeeds in only 20–25% of its hunting attempts. A group of more than 20 reindeer slowly crosses a valley where deep snow acts as a natural trap. Wolves persistently threaten the prey born to pursue at a maximum speed of 60 kilometers per hour. The alpha launches first, heading towards the reindeer and forcing them into panic. Taking turns to avoid exhaustion, finally the alpha leaps and brings down its prey in the last desperate moment. With a bite force of up to 400 psi, enough to crush the bones of large prey, the hunt ends. When the hunt ends, wolves are allowed to approach, tending to sample small pieces of meat, not by hierarchy but as an essential life lesson. God has given them strength and resilience, but unity and cooperation are the keys to success. Once satisfied, the wolves lift their heads and howl in unison, the night howl resonating to the limits of the taiga forest, 10 kilometers away where other packs can hear it. It is a declaration of victory, a declaration of territory, and a reminder that life still exists no matter how cruel nature may be. Winter is the toughest test for all creatures, but for the gray wolf, the supreme master of survival, every challenge is not only a threat but an opportunity to reaffirm its place in the frozen world. In the distance, the frozen sea of the north lies motionless under the dim winter light. A giant iceberg, drifting slowly on the surface and deadly at the same time. Beneath that thick ice, life continues, although under harsher conditions than anywhere else on the planet. The seal, a symbol of resilience and extraordinary adaptability. With their plump bodies, round eyes, and highly sensitive whiskers, seals perceive even the slightest movements underwater. But most notably among them is their thick layer of fat, which can reach up to 10 centimeters, acting as natural insulation that keeps their bodies warm even when the water temperature is Rondeau's 2 taxis. Adult gray seals can reach up to 2.5 m in length and weigh over 300 kilograms, an impressive trait for marine mammals. However, this size is not a hindrance. On the contrary, their flexibility and movement turn their massive bodies into a formidable swimming and hunting advantage. Gray seals spend most of their time exploring these icy waters, able to dive up to 70 m in search of their favorite foods such as squid and small marine creatures. Swimming with remarkable agility, reaching speeds of up to 25 kilometers per hour. However, the ocean is never a completely safe place. Beneath the icy waters, facing constant dangers, including deadly encounters with orcas, the ultimate and ruthless predators. But even with their incredible adaptation, seals are not the masters of the under-ice world. They're the preferred prey of polar bears, the most fearsome hunters of the Arctic. An adult seal surfaces at a breeding hole in the ice every day. They need to locate cracks or small holes in the thick ice to breathe, a difficult task in an environment where sea ice constantly changes. With instinct and sharpness, seals detect new cracks forming and quickly use them as shelter. But in this world, any mistake can cost them their lives. Suppression beneath the ocean is a scene of pure tension. Facing imminent death, the seal has only one choice: to flee. His opponent, the orca, is not an enemy easily overcome. With speeds of up to 50 km/h and remarkable intelligence, the orca dominates the ocean as a relentless strategist. Safety never truly sides with the gray seal. The orcas, those fearsome hunters, not only attack underwater but also seals even when they are lying on the ice. A group of orcas send signals gathering their family to deploy a deadly hunting strategy. The iceberg the seal chooses as shelter appears solid, but to the masters of the ocean it is merely an ideal. In an instant the thick ice shatters into many pieces. Without solid support, the seal falls into the icy water. That temporary boat could not protect her from her fate. Not all seals manage to escape for the native seals have long been a sacred gift from the Creator, believing that these animals were created to preserve harmony and balance in the natural world where each creature has a unique purpose. And stories passed down from generation to generation. Every time a seal escapes the predator's jaws, it is not only an act of survival but a sign of compassion and divine protection for all creatures. The ice floe they move upon is not only a place of rest but a symbol of hope even in the most adverse circumstances. From afar, the sound of waves hitting the shore blends with the flight of seabirds casting themselves into the sky. It is the pure beauty of the coastline, a place where life not only fights fiercely but also reveals nature's most impressive habitat. And now the most fearsome enemy of the seal has appeared. This time luck does not necessarily side with you. And the sea ice near Ov Bay, a polar bear silently advances, with thick white fur covering its entire body, completely blending with the icy landscape. But this stillness is just a mask hiding a terrifying power. The supreme predator of the Arctic. Discovering a giant creature not only surviving snow that dominates one of the harshest environments on the planet. In the animal kingdom, the polar bear is considered the largest land predator. Adult males can reach lengths of up to 3 m and weigh from 400 to 600 kilograms, and in special cases exceed 800 kilograms. This majestic figure is a perfect tool for surviving in the harsh conditions of the Arctic. Many think that the polar bear's fur is white, but in fact it is completely transparent. Their hollow hairs reflect light. Low-K allows them to blend perfectly with the surrounding snow. Beneath that fur lies a fat layer up to 11 centimeters thick, not only serving as insulation but also as an energy reserve necessary for long periods without food. The polar bear's sense of smell is truly impressive. Capable of detecting prey up to 1.5 kilometers away, even through more than 1 m of ice. Thanks to this special sense of smell, it easily follows the trails of seals, its main source of food and energy. Imagine the polar bear's feet as natural snowshoes with a diameter of up to 30 centimeters Philippines, supporting their weight and preventing the bear from sinking into thin ice. The foot pads are covered with small bumps, providing extra grip, allowing them to move safely and quickly across slippery surfaces. Unlike other bears, polar bears do not hibernate. Only pregnant females dig dens in the ice to prepare for birth and protect their cubs from the extreme cold. During the 6-month winter, these females do not eat, surviving only on their fat reserves while producing nutrient-rich milk for their cubs. Meanwhile, adult bears face winter as a constant battle for hunting, conserving energy and nutrients. Two days have passed since their last meal. Hunger begins to diminish the polar bear's strength. Each day without food consumes its fat reserves, which are essential for warmth and continued movement. A polar bear can lose up to 1 kg of body weight per day if no food is found. Ahead stretches a vast sea of ice reaching the horizon. Breeding holes where seals surface for air are its only opportunity. The polar bear stops its golden eyes, carefully scanning the area. A seal has just surfaced nearby, leaving a trace in the air. Without hesitation, the bear lowers its body, advancing with slow but precise steps toward its target. The success rate of polar bear hunts is only 10%, 15%. Each hunt is a gamble between hunger and life. To prevent its own scent from giving it away, the bear moves in a wide circle, always downwind, getting closer now, right behind its prey. The sound of struggle breaks the silence of the ice as the seal desperately tries to escape. But this time it cannot evade the bear's powerful jaws. With a bite force of up to 200 psi, enough to crush the bones of larger prey, the polar bear places the seal on the ice and begins its feast. Although the seal is small, its fat contains up to 100,000 calories, enough to feed the bear for a week, and during that time it may seek another prey. The seal's thick fat layer, comprising up to 50% of its body, is the most valuable prize in a meal. The polar bear can consume up to 30 kilograms of meat, ensuring its survival for several days if no additional food is found. Winter is not for the weak. The polar bear, though it is the king of ice, also faces extreme challenges. Its territory is shrinking due to climate change, making hunting more difficult than ever. More than 95% of their diet depends on seals. However, to catch a prey, it must walk or swim dozens of kilometers each day. Sea ice, the foundation of its existence, is melting at an alarming rate, losing over 13% of its area each decade. This forces the polar bear to travel farther, expending even more energy. Far away in a natural ice den near the coast, a bear rests in silence. Unlike males, this female has completed a shelter at the beginning of winter beneath the thick ice, protecting two newborn cubs, small and lacking the insulating fat of their mother. For 3 winter months, the bear will not leave the den or eat. It will survive on fat accumulated during the summer, losing up to 40% of its body weight while producing milk to nourish its cubs. When spring arrives, the cubs will be released into the outside world for the first time, beginning their journey into hunting and survival on the vast Arctic ice. Unlike the polar bear, which does not hibernate and directly faces the extreme cold to hunt seals, the brown bear chooses a different strategy. Retreating into a winter lethargy to conserve energy. Hibernation in brown bears is not a complete shutdown. During this phase, their heart rate drops from 40 to 50 beats per minute to only 8 beats per minute, and their body temperature drops slightly to save energy. Mostly brown bears do not eat, drink, or defecate for several months, surviving on fat accumulated in the fall, consuming about 30 to 40% of their body weight throughout the winter. Fleeing is the only option. These reindeer cannot coexist with permafrost. The reason behind the law patrol of the gray wolf. The northern sky is bleak. Icy winds sweep across the bare forests of the taiga, lifting snow flurries off the ground. A herd of nearly 1,000 reindeer advances a moving river inside a vast white turret. Each reindeer walks cautiously, their muzzles brushing the ground, searching for lichen, precious food hidden beneath the snow. Winter has arrived, and with it a brutal survival test. Resources in the tundra have been depleted, forcing the herd to leave the northern lands, now heading south to the taiga forest, where the ozone layer is thinner, while you can still find lichen and other plants beneath the ice. The reindeer migration is not a short journey. The largest herds, like those on the Taimyr Peninsula, travel more than 1,200 kilometers in search of food, with each step facing constant dangers, hunger, ice, and predators like the gray wolf. The reindeer march in formation, calves and females in the center, protected by adult males on the flanks. But even with this protection, not all reindeer survive the journey's end. Each reindeer weighs between 150 and 200 kilograms, with a thick 2-layer coat and large hooves designed to dig for food. However, these adaptations are not always enough to withstand the greatest challenges. In the heart of the frozen tundra, a young reindeer, smaller and weaker, begins to fall behind. Its thin legs sinking deep into the thick snow, turning each step into a battle against fatigue. But darkness is not its only enemy. From afar, eyes watch the herd. Gray wolves, relentless predators of the wilderness, have tracked them for hours. A howl breaks the silence, tearing the stillness of the air. The reindeer herd immediately becomes agitated. Adult males rush to the rear to protect the group. But this confusion is exactly what the wolves anticipated. Older reindeer and calves become prime targets. A young reindeer struggles desperately to move forward, but each leap through deep snow only slows it further. Within minutes, the wolves burst forth like a storm. The reindeer falls con on a final sigh, and the wolves quickly share their prized vital food for surviving the unforgiving cold. Though they have lost a member, the herd does not stop. Snorts are heard in the cold air as the adult males lead the march south, knowing that time is not on their side. On this journey of more than 1 kilometer, the herd will continue to face new challenges. Nothing can stop their march, but each step is a reminder of their persistence and resilience. Even in the harshest conditions, life endures. Under the cold light of the moon, the reindeer herd rests in a scattered forest where the snow is thinner. The young huddle with their mothers for warmth, while the adults take turns standing guard. The reindeer migration is an endless journey, like a process of natural selection. Only the strongest and most patient reach their destiny.